Good morning. Happy Sunday. So, Delete Laws, and yes, this is the real Delete Laws, goes to his channel. So, I'm assuming it's him posting. It's Delete Laws. He has decided to grace me with several comments, and so I figure we might address some of them together because it's always nice to learn together. The first one, he says, at 0:55, he says, "Hey guys, I put up a picture of Chillie, then I tell you what I do. The only way you guys will pay attention to me and what I do is if I talk about someone who has real charisma. Chillie has real charisma and real ideas, and that's why I make videos about him, so that I can tell you about what I do. I'm a lawyer. I do this. I do that. Look at this picture of Chillie, and I'll let me tell you what I do. And I'll let me tell you what I do." He must have got lost a little bit in there. So here's the thumbnail. It's me sitting in my car, so I would not have put up any graphics because I don't put up any graphics because I am a lazy YouTuber. I do, however, like right now, see, in response to this, see, I'm responding to Chillie's fanboys here. We could go to the video, I guess, but I don't know if we'll get anything out of it.
Family law for them too, but not a whole lot. So I know a thing or two about a thing or two. I'm not, I also.
So me giving my curriculum vitae, my bona fides, my resume, as it were, just gives a basis for the opinions I'm about to share, for the responses I'm about to give. I'm not bragging. I mean, I call myself a first-year family law attorney. I don't church up my videos. I don't put half-naked girls in my videos like James Freeman is now doing, I mean, ooh, that was weird. I don't do anything. I don't do anything particularly interesting. I just, look at these thumbnails. I mean, look at these awesome thumbnails. This is whatever YouTube decided to put up as the thumbnail. I don't pick my thumbnails. That's just whatever YouTube put up to be my Look at that thumbnail right there. That's an awesome thumbnail. It's just whatever YouTube picks because I don't care. I just can't bring myself to care. So anyway, what is it? Viva Fry has an expression. It's called confession through projection. And a lot of times what people accuse you of, especially if there's no substance to it, is what they do. And now think about this. Who likes to talk about themselves? Between me and Chillie, who likes to talk about themselves? Who's an attention whore? Who always has himself in the camera frame while he's doing these things? It's just food for thought. Confession through projection. Viva Fry. All right, and then this is on the Chillie sues Masshole and accountability for all. All right, so at 45 minutes and 30 seconds, he says, "Why are you misleading and lying to people? So that people will pay attention to you, of course." Oh, again, confession through projection. Okay, that's why you're doing it. You have no charisma. He's all about charisma, so sure, I don't have charisma. That's fine. So you lie. Okay. He says, "I am not a political figure. I don't believe I called you a political figure. I don't believe I called you a public figure." Public and political are two different things. For example, Michael Jordan. I don't know a lot of celebrities, so I apologize. I remember Michael Jordan. So Michael Jordan is a public figure. To the best of my knowledge, he's never ran for political office, but he is a public figure. So if people say things about him that are rude or mean or whatever, he's going to have a harder time getting a judgment against them than a private person like Jane Smith from next door to you, who no one knows about. And there's levels of public figure, not political figure, public figure. Now, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Didn't you say you were running for governor of Ohio? I'm pretty sure you did. let's try to narrow this down. I am almost positive that you said somewhere that you were running for governor. Come on, crappy internet. Chillie's made himself publicly known as a constitutional law expert who wants to end Terry v. Ohio. He stated that in 4 years he wants to run. Oh, in 4 years. Okay, so he hasn't run yet. But anyway, back to the issue of this. So let's. Okay, why do you lie to people? Because the only way people pay attention, just like you lied in the other video about Bobby and I doing Deborah's paperwork, I'm pretty sure you're getting sued. We're going over it now. Oh no, please don't sue me. Oh no. They get defamed all the time. And the reason why they don't sue on it is, number one, it's really hard to recover. Let's back it up a little bit. Beyond a reasonable doubt. It's a very high burden of proof. And it is a burden of proof that, generally speaking, you can't show. That's if you wonder why political figures they get defamed all the time. Yeah, see, I wasn't saying Chillie was a political figure. I was saying political figures get defamed all the time. I'm not saying that it's you. I know attention spans are hard, but you are probably, and this is going to be a question of fact that the judge or the jury will have to decide, but you are probably a public figure based on your IMDb page, based on your publishing your publishing works, various books. You're an author. You're an author. So you're probably a public figure. Because of your meteoric rise to popularity on YouTube, you may very well be a limited public figure for the purposes of giving shitty advice on the Constitution and things attendant to it. You may be a limited public figure. So for our small community, you might be considered a public figure for our small little, community. And the other way that the New York Times v. Sullivan actual malice standard would apply would be if it's a matter of public concern. And if they're talking about someone defrauding the community, that might be a matter of public concern, where the New York Times standard, the actual malice standard, is the thing that you have to do. Okay, proving actual malice is in the pattern of practice of what this horrible woman has done to multiple people. I have all their affidavits. They've already sent them to me. She's in big trouble. Okay, so here's some fun. Here's some fun. All right. So actual malice means that she would have to have acted in your case, specifically with you, Chillie. In your case, in the statements she made about you, she would have to act with a reckless disregard for the truth or falsity of the statements that she's making. Meaning that either she knew or she should have known that what she's saying is a lie. Like if I say you have 3 nipples, right? I have no way of knowing how many nipples you actually have. But you probably only have 2. So I should know that you have 2 nipples, or I should know that I would probably be lying if I said you had 3. And you'd have to prove that reckless disregard for the truth or falsity by clear and convincing evidence. And that's, again, a very high standard of proof. It doesn't matter that she's a mean person. You're using your understanding of the word malice. She's acting maliciously. That's not what the standard is. New York Times v. Sullivan. Let's get there. Load. And it didn't load all the way. Oh, God bless my internet. All right, we want to view the case. Come on, do it. All right. Oops, I did not want to do that. Actual malice. All right. So, unless he proves actual malice. So this is a term of art. It has a special meaning in the defamation field. And that means that the statement has to be made with knowledge of its falsity or reckless disregard of whether it was true or false. So that's what actual malice means. That's the definition for actual malice, that the statement was made with the knowledge of its falsity or with a reckless disregard of whether it was true or false. Actual malice. Knowledge that statements are false or in reckless disregard of the truth. Actual malice. Actual malice. That's the term of art. So, where were we? Having other people, what she's done, saying she's a horrible woman, that's your opinion, but whatever. What she's done to other people has no bearing on whether or not she made statements about you knowing that they were false or recklessly in disregard of whether they were true or false. So your assertion that she's in big trouble, I have had several client conferences with a very experienced attorney who I do a lot of work for, where people have come in wanting to sue someone for defamation. And I have never been retained to do those cases because it always comes down to they want to do it on a contingency because it's going to be expensive because you have to do there's a lot of things you have to prove. And there's no money to be made in it. It's going to be expensive and they're not going to get any money out of it. And so the only way the attorneys would take it is on an hourly basis, not on contingency. And the reason why they do that is because there's a very low chance of recovery on it. It's hard to prove damages. It's almost impossible to prove damages. It's kind of silly, but it's almost impossible to prove damages. So let's see what I was saying that was so wrong. Ooh, listen to all that background noise. You can hear Mama making bread. I think I was distracted at this point. Yeah. I thought I had something else on this, but I don't remember what it is, and I got distracted, and I'm sorry. Maybe it was prior. Or if it is a matter of, or if he's a public figure, then you can't get presumed damages. So I was talking about presumed damages, and if it's a matter of public concern, they have to show the actual malice, yada yada yada. So it's going to be a question of fact whether or not Chillie is or is not a public figure or a limited public figure. So yeah, we'll see. All right. What criminal past? What is it? There is no record. Lol, how dull are you? You are so gullible. Why am I suing if it's legit? Think about it. I can prove it's all lies. That's why I'm suing. I do remember, and I believe I saw a video on it that you recorded, Chillie, where the judge read something out about your criminal record. Now, I might be mistaken on that, but I thought the judge read out something on your criminal record that you did, in fact, manufacture some sort of drug. I don't know exactly what kind it was. And that you took pretrial deferment, I think was what you did. Yeah, so it's on your record, and I mean, if Massachusetts can look it up, I'm sure that the judge can take judicial notice of your arrest since it's in the system. So I understand that you think that people can't pull up records of a conviction, but you have to remember that I showed in one of the cases that I had up yesterday that the privilege, the reporting privilege, deals with more than just the trial itself. It also deals with arrests. Let's see if I can't remember what one that was. Oh, good job, John. Which one was it? Let's do number 2. No. Let's do number 3. Maybe this one. Yes. So this is the one dealing with privilege. It's Ricky versus Venture Magazine. So it deals with records of indictments, arrests, and arraignments are constantly reported without liability, even though any particular case may be later dismissed or a judgment of acquittal entered. So yes, it is a privileged matter to talk about arrests, even if it was pretrial deferment. So, yeah, sorry, buddy. Just because she can't pull up a record of it, I believe the court can. So that's going to be tough for you. What's it like to be a beta boy? It's actually pretty nice, Chillie. You should try it sometime. I'm not on the run from the law, which is kind of nice. You know, us beta boys, we don't often go on the run from the law. I own my own house on property. I have a lovely wife who is cooking me breakfast right now, so that's pretty amazing. I have a good job. I make good money. It's pretty freaking nice to be a beta boy. I'll tell you what. Yeah, I can't ever be you. Well, believe this or not, Chillie, I don't want to be you. I don't want to be living on the run. I don't want to be living out of a van. I don't want to be going from one grift to the next, trying to stay ahead of the game. I don't want to have built my life on my looks, only to be getting older and have bad knees and high blood pressure and things like that. I'm more popular than you. I know more than you, and you'll never be an alpha. Well, I will grant that you're more popular than me. I'll even grant that I'll never be an alpha. On the you know more than me, I don't know. I mean, maybe on the subject matter, I don't know how to cook drugs. I don't know how to manufacture drugs. So you have more knowledge than me on that. I guarantee you. But on the law and on the Constitution, the thing that you claim to be an expert on, you've not really fared well. I've filed a lot more civil actions than you. I've tried a lot more civil actions than you. I've gone through a lot more discovery process than you. You'll always be a beta, okay? And you have opened yourself up to litigation, so there's a very good chance I'll see you. Threatening a lawyer with a lawsuit didn't work really well for Earl. It probably won't work real well for you. I mean, you're, what's that, Brer Rabbit? Please don't throw me in the briar patch. I am not worried. I am very familiar with the California legal system. You have your residency in California, so it's not going to be a federal question. It's going to be in state court. I mean, I know what to expect. I know how to deal with it, and we have anti-SLAPP lawsuits here, so I'm not particularly worried about it. And no, I don't think I'll be able to collect a judgment against you, even if I get one. But hey, it's one more reason why you won't come back to California, right? Did you state a fact in 2050? I've never purchased a sub or follower on YouTube in my life. If I were you, I would retract that statement. I'm not playing games anymore. You have 24 hours. You made a statement of fact that is an absolute defamation. You have 24 hours or you will face litigation. Oh my. So let's see, what did I say? That would be interesting, though, if he was buying them 100 at a time like this shows. Yeah, that would be interesting if you were buying them 100 at a time. Yep, and I stand by that statement. It would be interesting if you were buying them 100 at a time like this shows. So go ahead and sue me over that. I have absolutely zero concern over you suing me over that. So yeah. Kate always wins. TTU. So he says, I guess we'll find out, won't we? All right, so he's responding to Scraps. Scrap says, Chillie is a con man. To me, that's the worst. That's one of the worst villains. Betrayers of society. They make everyone more guarded, less open with each other. Con men are sociopaths. Chillie is the real enemy. And Chillie says, who has been conned? List them. Who is the victim? I'll wait all day and night because you can't list even one. Okay. Let's see here. Is someone a con man if they attempt to con someone and don't get away with the con? Like let's say that I try to con you out of money. I attempt to. That would be an attempt at conning, defrauding you of money. But you're too smart, and so you're not a victim, right? Would I still be a con man? That's a good question. And, what if I think that that your trifolds, as I have stated very plainly in the past, what if I think that they are absolutely not worth the paper they're printed on, the indestructible paper they're printed on, or even if you just print out your own from the PDF, they're completely not worth the money to the ink and the paper to print them out because they aren't accurate. I think you con people by selling them indestructible trifolds containing misleading and erroneous information that might get them into more trouble than it could get them out of. Because I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent here, but you don't debate the law on the side of the road with a cop. You don't do it. And that appears to be here we got another one. Lying in a petition is perjury. Ann says he outright lies in court to judges. He doesn't care. And Delete Law says, yep, you dunce cap, it sure is. You are trying to square the lies that you believed with my lawsuit of facts. List one victim. A fraud, of assault, of anything. List one victim. Not Tina Richardson, whose son was murdered. List one victim of mine. You can't. I don't think naming victims is really like the standard. Like, I can't name any single victim of Timothy McVeigh, the guy who blew up the FBI center in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm not saying he did anything wrong, but he did blow up the FBI center thingy, and I can't name any of his victims. So does that mean that he didn't do it? It's a silly statement to make. I mean, you're basically saying that because you don't have enough information to name a victim, you can't say that there was a crime. Say, for example, like you're walking down the street and you see an old woman walking towards you. Then out of a shadow, a mugger comes by, cracks her across the head, grabs her purse, and runs off. Right? And it freaks you out, and you run away. Did you witness a crime? Yes, you witnessed a crime. Can you name the victim? No, you can't. You don't know her name. Uh-oh. Does that mean a crime didn't happen? It's a stupid defense. It is a stupid defense. Well, that appears to be it. So thank you very much for playing, and have a nice day.